Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So lots and lots of driver testing in recent weeks, obvious with all the launches that have been going on. We're starting to dive now into some fairway wood testing. We've been testing individual OEMs with their offerings for the year. We've done a little head-to-head last week.
Yeah.
Mizuno, I think, was the one to shine. We titled that one sort of the underdogs.
Yeah, it was kind of like the lesser known, lesser popular clubs, the driver and the fairway woods. They're lesser known for the wrong reasons, though.
For the wrong reasons.
It's really not, it's not their fault.
And out of that test, obviously, we saw the attributes of all three, the Cobra, the Strixon, and the Mizuno. And obviously, the Mizuno for us was the standout performer. It was a real shining star in that test.
Excellent. All around, extremely good. Looks and feel also as good as it gets.
Yep. Over the weekend, I was looking through our recent library of videos, and I saw that we had talked about the ping, and we really were very high on it as well, talking about it's probably the best ping range of fairway woods that we have ever tested. It performed great in that test, and thinking of the characteristics and why we love the Mizuno so much, it kind of made me think of the ping also, and thinking about you guys and decisions, buy decisions that you guys are going to make. I thought this was a really valid test. Also, both of them are some of the flattest sitting in the right setting.
Definitely.
Yet still forgiving fairway woods. It's like, yeah, they're not common. This, if you want a fairway wood that spins a bit more than most, isn't knuckly, which most 3-woods are these days, is forgiving yet doesn't sit upright. Like, good luck to you. These are the only two that I've seen.
100% right. And guys, this one is aimed actually probably not so much at Matty. Well, maybe you in a sense, because you tend to like loft, but more like we were talking about off camera, a forgiving fairway wood, something maybe for someone who struggles with fairway woods, ease of launch, ease of use, good distance.
And off the deck, ease of use too.
Definitely.
I think that's the one. Nobody wants a fairway wood that cannot be hit off the deck.
Yeah. And not to beat a dead horse or go on like a broken record, because I think you guys have probably seen enough videos about the turbulators being taken away, and then everyone thinks that's a good thing, apart from a few people who like them as an alignment tool. I get that as well. But I think that will bring this into the conversation for more people this year.
It will.
That's clearly one of the best looking 3-woods you could possibly make.
Yeah.
Regardless.
You're going to have a hard time finding someone who doesn't think this is a good looking club. And now Ping has found a lot more people that think that their club is good looking.
Absolutely.
It sits nice and flat, as we mentioned, but the no turbulators, I don't know, it's a good looking club now, whereas before it was pretty polarizing.
Definitely. Okay, let's get some initial hits with both. We'll kind of do 5 Mizuno, 5 Ping, 5 Mizuno, 5 Ping. We'll look at the averages, Matty, and we'll try as we go along. Again, there's going to be performance attributes on both of these things that are better for certain players than others, and the goal of this test will be to identify which one is really suited to what type of player.
That's where I left off with my with my Mizuno 3-wood.
With your Ventus shaft.
I am taking this.
Oh, hello there.
Good God. This thing is so sick.
So good, eh?
Yeah.
Imagine a golf club behaving like you hoped it would.
Good too.
Have you ever felt this comfortable or that 3-woods this easy to hit?
Never.
You ever felt that before? No.
Not even close.
So good. This has sounded like the cleanest strike of the bunch, that one.
I think that was the best one. It's pretty forgiving. That was a little toey. It's a keeper.
Okay.
Switch.
Lovely 5. That's a nice one.
Yes. Good.
Okay, so after round one, Matty boy, we're seeing a difference in ball speed. Ping is quick.
Very quick.
Really, really quick. And, and loft is coming down. So all the signs that the loft is different.
Yeah, this is a lot. This would, for most people, look at it as like, oh, 2 different models of Fairway wood, 2 different companies.
Yeah.
It's the loft more so than anything.
And if we look at the advertised loft, we
Yes.
think it's a half a degree.
Yeah, it's not. It's more than that.
It seems like it's more than that. So round two, I'm going to flip around a little bit. That one I've lofted down by 1.
Oh, nice.
This one I'm going to loft up by 1.
Perfect,
See
great
if
idea.
we can slightly change it.
Oh, geez, I might like it more.
This is kind of what I was hoping for actually with this one. It was that 1 degree might just take you into a window with this thing just as
You did
next
that.
level. So there's the speed that you were getting with the other one, 164.5.
Basically proves that the loft was higher.
A little bit
question about
higher.
it.
The great thing is though is you've retained all that great launch and spin. Everything you want out your fairway wood. Nice.
You have made this better. I think the ping will be better with more loft on it. And this is better with less loft on it.
Love that. So good.
That one's good.
Okay.
Hell of a lot better with loft on
It's
it.
nice, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a good swing.
Yeah, it's good. Good flight. Wow.
This is nice now.
What a difference.
Jeez, is it ever? I mean, the face sits a little shut for my preference
Yeah,
now,
that's the problem, isn't it?
but it's hardly a complaint based on how well it flew.
But look at the speed come down, spin go up.
This is way better.
But what an easier
Yeah.
time you're having with it.
It just proves how bad it can be when you have the wrong loft for fairway wood.
Okay, that's a fascinating test. 2 clubs that started out with really different performance characteristics. Ping, very flat, very quick. A little bit dicey for you managing the club face and kind of getting some of those ones that would turn a little bit. And you know, we had a few that flew outside of our acceptable range. It was just hard work.
Fair.
Mizuno was very easy.
Absolutely.
Performed just really easy. But you know, you could see the ball speed on the ping was kind of giving it a little bit of just leaving it in the dust a little bit, wasn't it?
It had a ton of pop. So we lofted this up for the second set, and it
Yep.
still had as much pop as the Mizuno did in its low loft setting.
It really, really did.
So I think, I don't want to say it's just these heads. I do think the Mizuno head is, you know, higher lofted, at least functionally.
It certainly looks to me like there's
It looks
maybe
like it.
16, 15, 5, 16 on there.
Even if there isn't, doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
performs that way.
That's
So
right.
once we took this one up and that one down, they were basically identical. Now,
Definitely.
they were identical when you struck them and had the face the same. They play very different though.
Yeah.
Because that Mizuno sat nicely open, this one sat a bit closed.
Entirely different, and depending on your preference for that, I just love the way that Mizuno fell into line for you. That
Perfect.
ball speed came up, actually ended up overtaking the ping.
It's now the best, by far, it's now the best fairway wood fit I've had.
Yeah.
With that little bit open, now it sits perfect. My dispersion
Oh.
was better. My strike pattern was good with that Ventus in there.
It's perfect.
Hard to argue with.
Hard to argue.
And from that perspective, I think that 3-wood is basically as good as I've ever hit.
Yeah.
The ping getting almost the same numbers after a couple little tweaks, pretty impressive, because this is not a shaft I would choose.
Yep.
Didn't love the feel of this. I think it's a good shaft, this Rogue 130. I don't know that it suits my timing as well.
No.
But despite that, to get the same ball speed, launch, and spin, pretty good.
the first few you hit with it, we were
Yeah.
really impressed. It's like, okay, that's way easier for you to hit. The height came up.
It was amazing how high it
that
went.
type of thing. So, you know, they're both in a window now where you could play them both. You know, 107 versus 110 on peak height.
Wow.
take your pick. Do you want one that sits a little open, prevents you from hitting it, overcooking the draw? Do you want one that sits a little closed, prevents you from leaking it out to the left?
That's how I would pick these, honestly.
Yeah.
If you have a real preference towards one or the other, I get it. But if you are a fade player, wants to straighten it out, I would play this ping in a heartbeat.
I think when it comes down to having the adjustability and like we said at the midpoint in this test, you would want it rather than not have it. With the way technology has evolved, you're going to take every advantage you can get.
You would. I would have bought that Mizuno last week when we did our initial fit, but you've since tweaked it a little bit, and I found a little bit more performance. That would not have been an option if it was bonded.
Yeah.
We've been back to the drawing board, get a different head entirely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Really good.
So I think the moral of the story is, for us, we're going to sell more ping fairway woods than we ever have before.
Yeah.
We are certainly going to sell more Mizuno fairway woods than we ever have before.
There's no chance you won't sell more Mizuno fairway woods than you ever have.
It's every year there's a category, because I'm thinking in my mind, okay, this is great by pinging Mizuno. We know the TaylorMade one, which we really haven't dug into Sim 2 titanium yet too much. And I think there's some point I want to test Mizuno versus that one, because
I agree.
Even though it is a smaller package, and that to my preference isn't the direction I would have loved to have seen that one go, I still preferred last year's footprint a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm sure from a performance standpoint though, I don't know if anything will be able to really beat the characteristics of that Sim 2 based on what it's likely to do. It just wouldn't be my preference for visual.
I agree. Yeah. I think the Sim 2 will be a very different launch and spin profile. That'll be more of a high launch, low spin 3-wood, whereas the Mizuno is more of a, mid, I would say. It's not
especially
high
now.
Anyway. Yeah, especially now. So I think it'll be cool to have those both in the drawer. They fit very different people, but I think both people that are looking for those clubs will get the best 3-wood for them.
3-wood options are great this year, guys. They really are. There's more than ever before. We've tested the Callaway, the Epic Speed line, which
Extremely
we saw
good.
was very low spin.
Very.
So if you're the player who kind of struggles floating fairway woods and you don't hit them very far, definitely something to look at. You can get that one knuckling down, and maybe if you use it off the tee as a little backup, a little hot, fairway wood off the tee, a great option for people. So lots and lots of great ones out there this year. So we'll be testing them all over the next few weeks. We'll be back again soon.